For this page, I've split my work into 9 different frames to show each area of my film. For the title, I've decided to use this frame here. The title of our film comes at the end of our opening sequence. Although this isn't a real convention of horror films, more and more modern horror seem to include this feature, including Insidious and Sinister. The title of the film is Virus, and so we used the vertical text scroll effect to make the screen look as though it had a virus. This use of post-production is also used in many new horror films as it adds depth to what would otherwise be an image on the screen. Setting or location. For the setting, I have used this slide because it shows the outside where we decided to film. We use various settings throughout the opening sequence, and so we thought the best way to show this was through an establishing shot. At the beginning, as you can see from the picture, the scene where Frank is walking, he has a very clear environment in the background, and the character walking is not the most important part of the scene, so it highlights the background and the location that we decided to use. For costume and props, I've decided to use this frame. We also focused a lot on costume and props when making our video. As you can see, the student and businessman characters are dressed in uniform and a suit, whereas the lazy character is in a t-shirt and shorts. This shows status within the scenes and clearly shows the characters' personalities. Some of the props that we used were sweets and crisp packets and laptops. The props helped with the storyline as well as gave the audience an insight deeper into the characters' personalities. So for the camera work shot, I decided to use this shot here. If I can get this one here. Camera work was an important part of our opening sequence. We used a number of different shots throughout the scenes, including close-ups, extreme close-ups, mid-shots, match-on-action shots, and title shots. These helped to give our project perspective and helped explain the storyline further. Our camera movement, however, was quite limited, which was a negative part of our video. So the shot that I've highlighted there shows a split screen of 3 different close-ups on the alarm clocks. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the editing of our video. So the editing of our video is quite effective and makes the film look professional. The credits are done in a way which makes the film look as though they're typed on the screen. This ties in with the storyline and gives a nice effect to the otherwise boring text. We also used some grain filters on the last scene to add a white noise effect, which is here. Again, this helped with the storyline and gave a nice effect to the video. The transitions in our video are quite slow, which is an area in which we can improve on because most horror films have very fast-paced editing to add suspense. The font that we decided to use was called Courier New, and we decided to make it quite large and a green colour to go with the virus theme because we thought that it looked appropriate, and you can see that here. And finally, the storyline of our video is about 3 males who have very different personalities. They all sign into their email accounts and open up a virus, which leads to a chain murder. Our opening scene sets up the film as it introduces these characters and shows them opening up the email. The story is not revealed too much because the audience never finds out what will happen to the characters and who is going to die in them. The genre of our film is horror or thriller, and our opening features have many conventions in this genre, including dark lighting, eerie music, sound effects, jump scares and visual effects. The characters are introduced in these opening scenes individually, with each one waking up in the morning and doing their regular routine. This gives the audience an insight into what the characters are like and the things that they do.